Have you ever felt the weight of a relationship that leaves you exhausted, unsure whether to keep holding on or to let go? We're often told that family and friends are the pillars of our happiness and fulfillment. But what happens when those closest to us, the very people who are supposed to nurture and support us, become the source of our pain? It's a dilemma many of us face. How do we handle relationships that once brought us joy but now feel like chains? Buddhism offers us a profound perspective on this issue. The Buddha taught that attachment is one of the root causes of suffering. In the Dhammapada, he warns, "An insincere and evil friend is more to be feared than a wild beast. A wild beast may wound your body, but an evil friend will wound your mind." This wisdom speaks to a harsh but necessary truth. Sometimes, the greatest harm we experience comes not from external forces, but from those we choose to keep close. In this video, we will explore 9 signs that it might be time to end even the closest of relationships, whether with family or friends. These connections are important, but there are times when they can hold us back, drain our energy, or even prevent us from achieving personal growth and inner peace. Buddhism and Zen philosophy teach us that the path to enlightenment requires both acceptance and detachment. Letting go of toxic relationships isn't an act of cruelty or indifference. It is an act of self-respect and compassion. By understanding when a relationship becomes unhealthy, we free ourselves from its grip and create space for new beginnings. By the end of this video, you will have a deeper understanding of when it's time to walk away from harmful connections and how to do so with grace and mindfulness. Let's begin by examining the first sign that it might be time to let go of a relationship. 9 signs that it's time to end a relationship. 1. They disrespect your boundaries. Imagine a river flowing freely, shaping the land yet maintaining its banks. These banks protect the flow of the river's energy, much like boundaries protect the flow of our life force. In relationships, boundaries are essential to maintaining our well-being and sense of self. Some relationships, however, continuously trespass these boundaries, disregarding our personal space, needs, and values. A Zen master once said, "To protect oneself and others, one must draw clear lines." If you constantly find yourself fighting to assert your worth, or if you feel forced into situations that distress you or go against your values, it's a strong indication that the relationship is causing more harm than good. Constantly disregarding boundaries can lead to emotional exhaustion, resentment, and a diminished sense of self. Respect cannot be demanded. It must be mutual. If someone repeatedly violates your boundaries, they are not honoring your humanity. Letting go of such a relationship is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of self-respect. True love and connection thrive when mutual respect is present. So if they can't honor your limits, it's time to honor yourself and move on. 2. They drain your energy without replenishing it. Healthy relationships should provide a balance of give and take, where both parties contribute positively to one another's well-being. However, some relationships are one-sided, with one person continually taking without giving back. This dynamic often leaves you feeling drained, emotionally exhausted, and burdened. Every interaction becomes a heavy load, as you find yourself giving more than you receive, whether it's your time, attention, or emotional energy. As the Buddha wisely said, "When your cup is empty, you cannot fill it for others." If a relationship continually depletes you, it's important to recognize that it's not selfish to prioritize your own well-being. Preserving your energy means you are better able to nurture relationships that bring mutual support and joy. Relationships should nourish, not drain. Just like a healthy garden, they need to be tended to with care from both sides, sharing kindness, love, and empathy. When one party is constantly depleting the other, it's akin to a barren land that offers nothing in return. Reflect on whether this relationship is growing and enriching your life, or if it is simply taking from you without offering anything of value. If you realize that it's the latter, it's time to let go. Walking away is not an act of cruelty, but a necessary step toward restoring balance and making room for healthier, more fulfilling connections. 3. They are consistently dishonest. Trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. When trust is repeatedly broken or distorted, Even the strongest connections begin to crumble. If someone you care about continuously lies, manipulates the truth, or creates a web of deceit, they are warping reality in a way that undermines the foundation of the relationship. Over time, this manipulation not only erodes trust but also sows doubt and confusion, making it increasingly difficult to see the truth clearly. Zen teachings place great emphasis on the importance of truth. As one Zen saying reminds us, lies are like clouds that obscure the sun. Truth, however harsh, is the light that guides. In relationships, constant dishonesty creates an environment of uncertainty and emotional turmoil, where the clarity of truth is lost. This can damage not only the relationship but also your own sense of self-worth, as you may begin to question your own perception of reality. Letting go of someone who is consistently dishonest isn't about punishing them. It's about protecting your own peace and integrity. You deserve to be in a relationship grounded in truth, where transparency and honesty create a space for mutual respect. Recognizing dishonesty and walking away from it is an act of empowerment, one that reaffirms your commitment to maintaining your integrity and emotional well-being. 4. They use you for their personal gain. In some relationships, it can feel as though the other person is primarily concerned with what they can extract from you. They may offer kindness or support, but it's not genuine. It's a calculated move to achieve their own agenda. These are transactional relationships, where affection is used as a tool for personal gain rather than being part of a true connection built on mutual respect and care. Buddhism teaches us to be mindful of attachments that exploit others for selfish purposes. As the Buddha said, if a man's good deeds are done with selfish intent, they are like a shadow that disappears when the light fades. When someone treats you as a means to an end, whether for financial, emotional, or social benefit, they are not offering authentic connection. Instead, they are using you as a stepping stone in their own journey, without consideration for your needs or well-being. Recognizing this dynamic is essential for your emotional health. Real, fulfilling relationships are based on equality and mutual respect, not utility or one-sided gain. If you feel like you are being used or manipulated for someone else's benefit, it is a sign that this connection no longer serves you. Letting go is not an act of anger or resentment. It is a way to reclaim your dignity and move towards relationships that nurture both sides. 5. They cannot celebrate your joy. In a healthy, genuine relationship, joy is something that is shared freely and celebrated together. True friends and loved ones rejoice in your successes as much as they do their own, feeling uplifted by your happiness. However, if someone consistently belittles your achievements, ignores your milestones, or even feels envious of your joy, it reflects deeper issues within them, namely, unresolved insecurities or jealousy. As the Buddha wisely said, envy poisons the soul, and when a relationship is tainted by envy, your happiness can quickly turn into a source of bitterness and resentment. When you notice that your happiness makes someone uncomfortable or feels like a burden to them, it's a clear sign that the relationship is not built on love or support. Instead, it might be rooted in competition, comparison, or unhealthy dynamics that diminish your sense of self-worth. True connection fosters a sense of mutual joy, where both parties lift each other up. But when envy becomes the dominant force, the relationship becomes toxic, and your joy is no longer seen as something worth celebrating. Let go of relationships that stifle your happiness. Surround yourself with those who cheer you on, who can share in your joy and success without feeling threatened. Your happiness deserves to be embraced, not diminished. 6. They create constant trauma. Some people seem to thrive on chaos, feeding off conflict and turning even the smallest issue into a full-blown drama. Their constant negativity and emotional turbulence disrupt your peace, making it nearly impossible to maintain a calm and centered mind. Instead of nurturing growth or happiness, they pull you into unnecessary conflicts that drain your energy and create a sense of instability. Buddhism places great emphasis on cultivating a peaceful, harmonious mind, free from the disturbances of external chaos. As the Buddha wisely said, avoid the company of those who delight in quarrels, for they disturb the stillness of the heart. If you find yourself continuously surrounded by people who thrive on drama, you are allowing their turbulence to disrupt your inner peace. This constant state of conflict prevents you from focusing on your own personal development and spiritual journey. Letting go of individuals who create constant drama is not only an act of self-preservation, but also an act of compassion for both you and them. By removing the chaos they bring into your life, you restore peace and create space for both of you to heal and evolve. Sometimes, walking away from such relationships is necessary to regain balance and allow yourself to thrive in a calmer, more supportive environment. 7. They make you feel lesser. In some relationships, constant criticism becomes the norm, and validation is nowhere to be found. If someone repeatedly belittles your dreams, opinions, or self-worth, they are not offering you the support and respect you deserve. These relationships may make you feel small, insignificant, or unworthy, chipping away at your confidence and sense of self. Zen philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-respect and self-worth. As the Buddha said, "Do not allow anyone to make you feel small, for within you is the vastness of the universe." True relationships should uplift you, encouraging your growth and celebrating your uniqueness. However, when someone consistently diminishes your value, they are undermining the very foundation of a healthy relationship. Walking away from such relationships is not an act of weakness, but of immense strength. It is a clear affirmation of your own worth, a declaration that you are deserving of connections that recognize and nurture your potential. Your value is not contingent upon the opinions or treatment of others. It is inherent, shaped by your own understanding of your worth. Letting go of those who make you feel lesser is an empowering step towards surrounding yourself with relationships that honor and affirm your true self. 8. They refuse to grow. Life is a journey of continuous evolution, where growth and transformation are essential to finding deeper meaning and inner peace. However, some individuals resist this natural process, clinging to destructive habits, outdated beliefs, or a mindset rooted in fear or stagnation. Buddhism teaches the impermanence of all things, and that true progress comes from letting go of the past. As the Buddha wisely said, "As the snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again." When someone in your life refuses to grow or change, they become a barrier to your own development. Their reluctance to evolve may not only hinder their own progress, but also hold you back from your potential. These individuals may continuously rehash old patterns or keep dragging you into their outdated way of thinking, limiting the space for new ideas and experiences to emerge. Letting go of relationships with those who refuse to grow is not just about distancing yourself from stagnation. It's about liberating yourself to embrace your own transformation. By walking away, you allow yourself the freedom to move forward, unfettered by the past, and to seek connections that inspire and support your personal growth and enlightenment. 9. They do not reciprocate love or effort. Love and effort are the lifeblood of any relationship, and a healthy connection thrives on mutual care and reciprocity. When one person continually gives, while the other only takes, a significant imbalance forms, leading to emotional depletion, resentment, and dissatisfaction. Zen philosophy offers a poignant parable to illustrate this. A tree gave its fruit, shade, and wood to a man who never watered its roots. In the end, the tree withered, and the man was left with nothing. In relationships where one side constantly sacrifices while the other takes without giving, the foundation eventually cracks. This type of imbalance not only leads to burnout, but also fosters feelings of exploitation and emotional neglect. You may find yourself always putting in the effort, whether it's offering support, making sacrifices, or providing emotional availability, while the other person remains indifferent or distant. Over time, this takes a toll on your sense of self-worth and your ability to invest in meaningful, reciprocal relationships. Letting go of such relationships is an act of self-preservation. By walking away, you make space to focus on connections that are built on mutual respect, effort, and love. Relationships should be nourishing, not depleting. Invest your energy where it is reciprocated and where love is shared freely. Recognizing the signs that a relationship is no longer serving you is one of the most difficult yet empowering steps you can take. It requires honesty with yourself and the courage to make difficult decisions that prioritize your well-being. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment to people, things, or outcomes often leads to suffering. Letting go, however, is not about abandoning compassion or love. It is about freeing yourself from the chains of toxic patterns and giving space for peace, growth, and authentic connections. Imagine a Zen monk teaching a young disciple about attachment. The monk gently says, "Just as this cup cannot hold more water when it is already full, your heart cannot hold more joy while it is filled with the pain of a toxic relationship." This simple yet profound lesson reminds us that letting go isn't an end, it's a beginning. By shedding what no longer serves you, you create space for new opportunities, genuine love, and peace to enter your life. Like a garden that needs to be pruned to flourish, your emotional life requires the same care to allow for new growth. When we detach from harmful relationships, we free ourselves to grow and embrace the beauty of life. The path to enlightenment is a journey of self-awareness and self-respect, one that requires the courage to walk away from what no longer serves us. It also demands the wisdom to understand that true freedom lies not in holding on, but in detachment. Letting go is not a loss. It is an invitation to live fully and authentically, to cultivate relationships that nourish your spirit, and to embrace the peace that comes with knowing your worth. By choosing to release what harms you, you open the door to a brighter, more fulfilled future. If you found this video helpful, please show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel for more valuable content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update or new video. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let me know what topics you'd like me to explore next. Have you ever experienced the challenge of letting go of a toxic relationship? If so, feel free to share your story with us in the comments. Your journey could inspire others who are going through similar struggles. Remember, you have the power to protect your peace and cultivate the relationships that nurture your soul. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay peaceful, stay mindful,